Trump heading to Cullman, Alabama. Cullman, Alabama is the hometown of my friend Robert Hall, who we lost a little over a month and a half ago. My dear friend, who I love very much, who passed away, and he directed it. He created, the Chrome Skull character. He's a horror director and a horror special effect guy. He in the Jiu-Jitsu movie, he created the decapitated Nick Cage head and the throat slit effect. He covered up he created Maggie Gyllenhaal's scars in Secretary, her cutting scars, and he also covered up James Spader's tattoos in the very same movie. He was a very effective and supremely talented horror effects creator and a fucking lovely human being, and I miss him very much. And he was from Cullman, Alabama, and he did a movie called Lightning Bug about growing up in Cullman, Alabama, and wanting to be in the horror industry, and everybody in his town thought he was a Satan worshiper because he wanted to do horror movies. It was fucking awful. And Cullman, Alabama, I don't know if it still holds the record, but when we filmed there, had the record of having the most churches in one town in the world, with the exception of the Vatican. Like, Vatican City has more churches, per capita, I guess, than Cullman, Alabama. And they have a street where there's like these little single churches right across the street from each other. So, First and Second Presbyterians and Lutherans and like the Second Lutherans and then the 15th Lutherans twice removed. And it's just like a whole row of this fucking thing. And they have like, it's a crazy town. And it's no surprise whatsoever that Trump would decide to have it there. It's also fucking tiny and cheap. So the fact that he's having it in Cullman versus Birmingham or one of the other big cities in Alabama is also very telling, because the venue costs nothing. But let's hear him try to play up the fact that he's in Cullman this weekend. Imagine if I was like, as a stand-up, it would be hard for me to sell, I'm in Cullman, Alabama this weekend. I'm at the Chuckle Hut. Trump's at the Chuckle Hut in Cullman this weekend.
It's our honor, Rick, this hour and right now to have former President Donald J. Trump on the show.
Heavy on the former, by the way.
Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back. All right. They have a dead coyote and some sort of spinning thing over here where you can make their intern do something just crazy. That's a hoot. And then I don't know what the pinball machine is, but I'm for it. And these guys don't look at all like they've been doing this since 1990 and are completely bored.
Well, good morning, fellas. It's true. First radio show I did from the White House. That's exactly right.
Yeah, it's on the memo.
How could I forget that?
He did forget it. They wrote it on the paper right in front of him.
Mr.
That's why he's not in studio.
We got a lot of topics we want to cover with you. A lot of questions that folks want to know.
Yeah, for the next hour, but we're only posting 12 minutes of it.
First and foremost, are you going to run again in 2024, or will you be a rally man and a kingmaker behind the scene? That is the number one question we're getting from our listeners.
Well, maybe both. We've endorsed some
maybe both
candidates.
Or perhaps, dare I say, neither.
And they seem to always win. Mo Brooks has won right now. He's doing fantastically well.
He's doing great. I especially like Mo Brooks cheering on and showing respect and sympathy for the dude who said he had a bomb in front of the Library of Congress. I mean, that takes guts.
He's a patriot, and we have a
patriot. I mean, I don't know many patriots that side with people who want to blow up the Capitol, park in front of the Library of Congress, and think it's another Capitol. I don't know if you guys saw the footage of the guy, but he's like, there's a Capitol, there's another Capitol.
People that we endorse, and if you look at the record is pretty much almost unblemished, and so that's important.
Well, that's because you only sign on to people who are either running unopposed or are shoo-ins, and you get mad when the people you were told were shoo-ins lose.
And on the other, because
he also counts any other Republican in a primary that runs, against whoever his pick is. If they win, still it's a Republican win, even though it's a Republican primary. He still considers that a win for him because a Republican won a Republican primary.
Campaign laws, you're not allowed to really say. But
no. You can say. You just can't raise money you have to separate from your super PAC, and you can no longer take that money out and spend it keeping your golf courses afloat. That's what announcing does. That's what messes with you.
You're going to be very happy. You guys will be very happy. A lot of people are going to be very happy when they look at what's going on. It's absolute disgrace what's happening.
Well, they will look happy, but obviously the country will be gone by then.
Right now in our country.
Let's unpack that. So
Yeah, let's do it.
the tens of thousands of people are coming to hear you at this rally, and
Well, 10 of 1,000, but sure.
the rallies like it that have already happened and will take place. I mean, people already on the grounds. It doesn't even happen until tomorrow night. So there's
They're camping out. That's because they're not from there, buddy.
a concern that Americans have that the country is headed in the complete wrong direction. You've talked about it, but
Well, in terms of COVID deaths, for example, in Alabama, I would agree.
let's get on the record here. What was your plan for us leaving Afghanistan? Because
Yeah, tell us. Tell us what the plan was. Thank you. Call them out.
you two wanted us to get our troops out.
Right. I wanted to get out. 21 years was enough.
Yeah,
The problem is the way we got out,
Right.
that withdrawal.
Right.
Ours was going to be very simple. We get the civilians out. We get others out that need to be gotten out. That's number one. Number two is we get our billions of dollars worth of equipment out. We don't leave it for these people, knowing they're probably going to be taken over as soon as we stop fighting. So they'll probably be taken over, and the Taliban would get it. So number two is we take our equipment out, then we bomb.
So the equipment that you left for the Afghan military, after you got the people out, you would just bomb the bases with the Afghan military in them because that's our gear. Okay, cool.
hell out of the base.
This is great. Sun Tzu, I fucked them. Oh!
And then last but not least comes out our military and everything.
Yeah, pull the military out after you bomb the bases they're stationed on. Okay, gotcha.
Was done, and it would be seamless. It was simple,
Seamless and simple. I'm sure it would have gone that way.
and a first-grade student would know you have to get your civilians out first. But I was keeping the military equipment. But very importantly, what they've done is absolute. It's just gross incompetence. Look, they take the military out. And now who knows what they're going to be able to get out? Who knows? Because the Taliban has totally taken over. And we have maybe as many as 45,000 people. They have 45,000
45,000. Not so much.
hostages. So it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. You get your people, that's like the captain of a ship, jumping the ship before the people are off the boat. That's what we.
Well, the military are still there. I mean, he does realize there aren't U.S. citizens trapped at Bagram Air Force Base, for example.
It's crazy. A first-grade student would not do that.
Mr. President,
No, that's probably true. They would not. They would probably wipe a booger under their desk and continue with their ABCs.
given the current status of Afghanistan,
There was 40,000 yesterday, but we evacuated 6,000 people, so now there are 46,000 people. Trump is adding anyone that gets out of the country to the number of people who are in the country. That's how 11,000 people became that we've evacuated have been added on top of the original 11,000. They got to 22,000, and then we evacuated 7,000, and then so that's 14,000. It's so stupid.
right now, and it is a mess. It is a disaster. If they call you in to fix it,
If they call you in to fix it, if you, let's say, could fly, would you take off from the roof or the ground?
could be done. How could we fix
Well,
this?
Yeah, how could we fix this? Well, I had a plan. First, you take out the people. No one will notice they're gone. Then you blow up equipment that the current Afghan military are using while it's in their hands, preferably. And then after the smoke settles, then
Relationship with a leader. You know, I get criticized by some of the radical left. Oh, he called them. Well, who are you going to call? You call the people you're against. And I had a very strong conversation with him. And then Abdul. And I said, look.
you set the May 1st deadline, and they started this invasion across the entire country on May 2nd.
Here's the story. If you do anything to hurt Americans, anything that's out of line, we're going to hit you at your town, and we're going to hit you
Yeah, that's what Biden said too. That's what every president says about that stuff.
harder than anybody's ever been hit before. And we got that out of
More than anyone's ever been hit by stuff before. Do you want me to put you on with the Japanese Prime Minister?
and I said, do you understand that? And he said,
Yeah, we're going to do another D-Day if any of your stray bullets hits an interpreter.
that. And he did. He understood it.
Yeah, if you shoot one of our people, we're going to stay in Afghanistan with a force of 80,000 troops for another 20 years.
Been a whole. Had the election not been rigged, this would have been. We would be in a whole different position right now. We had the strongest border, and now it's the weakest border.
Well, no, it technically isn't, but okay, continue. I mean, we're hearing this. He's on autopilot now. Do you think at some point, like half the time I think he's repeating himself, but he might just be pushing play on a tape recorder?
He had $1.87 for a gallon of gasoline. Now
When no one went anywhere?
it's going to be over $5.
It's not going to be over $5.
It's so sad to see. And then you have the Afghanistan. It makes everything look. I mean, nobody's ever seen anything like this stupid.
Apparently, nobody's ever seen anything like anything. That seems to be the recurring theme. Nobody's ever seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like this. No one's ever seen anything like this. We've seen lots of things like this over our entire. I mean, some of us have been alive long enough to remember a lot of parallels in this circumstance. You know what we've never seen anything like, though? An exit from Afghanistan, specifically. Because we haven't until now.
It would have been a whole different story. All of this stuff. Our economy's going to go to hell. So many things are happening. Inflation. I mean, the inflation we have is now through the roof. So
Is it?
look at it, and it's too bad. And
It's too bad. What's with the lateral lisp? Is this Donald Trump or is Carol Channing calling in?
because the election was rigged, and it's a shame. And the people of Alabama know it better than anybody.
Yeah, you're calling into Alabama, so you got to say the people of Alabama. It's like when you're doing Alabama, y'all the best audience we've had in all these 49 states.
Well, there's no doubt there's a huge passion for the way that you performed as president.
That's a good way of putting it.
And certainly the state of Alabama is one of those.
Uh-huh. Now, granted, obviously, some of those very passionate supporters are dying of COVID right now.
Pockets. There's many.
Not all of them. Some, it's just their kids.
Can you explain, though, because I think we have to educate, why do we see the inflation we see now? Why do we
explain it.
see
Yes, like your plan. What's the primary cause of inflation? What is the policy that's creating inflation?
gas prices we see now as opposed to when your administration was there? What did
You meant when nobody was going anywhere?
they undo that your administration did that gave us those things?
Yeah, well, if at all. Or was it the COVID bottleneck of supply and demand? But don't get into deep economic reads, because a lot of our people will they'll start to smell almonds and fall over.
Well, I'd have to speak to you for about 5 hours.
Right. Well,
We'll sum up.
some of the basic stuff. Well, first of all,
Give me the basics. Give me one quote.
filling.
Saw the border. I mean, we had stay in Mexico. We had all these people coming out.
I'm sorry, inflation is caused by Mexicans. Okay, cool. That's good. Way to cut to the chase. Take a 5-hour conversation that would have eventually led to him going, we got all these Mexicans coming over here. Shit.
Emptying their prisons into our country.
That's what it is. Because Mexican rapists, when they cross the border in mass, apparently drive up the price of eggs.
Doing everything.
5 eggs! Hold on 1 second. Wait, yes, it's time.
5 eggs. 5 eggs in a month.
That's how many Mexican criminals who've been dumped out of prison eat.
5 eggs in a month.
Okay, so
And I had this really powerful policy: stay in Mexico.
he's asking you about inflation.
They ended that. They ended catch and the catch and release that I ended. That's where you catch even a prisoner, a convict, and you release him. You're supposed to release him into our country. I ended that, and it wasn't easy. I had to go through litigation for 2 years, but I got
Yeah, it's called process and release, and actually, it's still actually in play.
all of this stuff ended. Many of the things I did.
How's that lead to inflation, though? Does anybody know where honestly, are you smelling almonds? Burnt toast? What's happening?
Want to put back, or they have put.
Excuse me, how do you think the right would react if Biden was asked a question about inflation and he pivoted to there's too many Mexicans coming across the border?
And we now have the most open, porous border that we've ever had, where criminals are coming into our country totally.
Dude, it's Alabama. Their southern border is the ocean.
Check. But if you look at the inflation, it all starts with fuel prices.
Fuel prices. Well, we looked at the thing. It actually starts with used car prices seem to be the thing driving the number itself, statistically speaking. Energy was like 7th on the list of 10.
Done to the energy. We were energy independent 6 months ago. And now I just saw where the other day they called up OPEC. Here we go again.
Yep.
Yeah, to produce more so that Europe would buy at a lower price so that our energy producers wouldn't be selling to Europe because they would pay more for it, driving up the price here.
Called up OPEC to try and get more energy sent to our country.
No. We're not buying theirs. This was to sell to Europe so that Exxon and Chevron wouldn't sell the oil made here to Europe because they could get more money for it.
And we had so much. I even filled up the national oil reserves, which were practically empty.
Were they? Did you fill them up when gas was cheaper than free? No, you didn't. You waited till it was up to $35 a barrel. It was negative $35 a barrel. Could have filled it up then. They would have paid you to fill it up. Other countries would have paid the United States to take oil off their hands. $35 a barrel for every barrel we would take. Did he do it then? Could have. Could have written that order immediately. Could have said, issue that order right now. Whatever we need, stock up with that shit. We're filling our strategic oil reserves. Did he do that? No, he waited till the price went back up.
At time at a very cheap price because the energy was so low.
It was very cheap. Wasn't the cheapest price by $60, actually.
So we had this thing running like a finely tuned watch.
Yeah, a watch that kills 500,000 Americans in a year. It's a hell of a watch.
And now with leadership, I never realized how important the top person, the president, would be. You know?
Yeah, it certainly wasn't when you were president.
Assume it's important, and we all know it's important. But the decisions made here are absolutely horrendous. And
Well, you have to give them credit, though. They are actual decisions, for example. Like, we're out of Afghanistan, we're getting out, that's it. As opposed to, I don't know, it's not, the generals keep telling me, I don't want to, and I keep telling them, we gotta, but they can't. Like that, because that's what we heard from 4 years of you.
Talking about that on Saturday night in the great state. I mean,
By the way, don't forget to give a like and a thumbs up and subscribe, both, especially on Twitch, twitch.tv/HalSparks. Thanks very much.
Alabama, and I love Alabama, so.
Yeah, it's written right there. Alabama, this is the first interview you did for when you were president. Also, Cullman, Alabama, it's this weekend, Sunday. Tickets still available.
And I guess we have a big crowd coming, but we'll be talking about everything together.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I will be covering it live, by the way, tomorrow night.
And like I say, your listeners, they get it. They get it more than just about anybody.
Yeah. The listeners of the Rick and Bubba Show in Cullman, Alabama, get it more than anybody.
Mr. President, with the COVID still raging on, we got the variants. Under your plan, warp speed, these
Oh, God damn it, I missed it. I'm sorry, I should have known it was coming.
Captain's log.
Okay, there we go.
vaccines were developed. Talk to us just a little bit about that. Do you feel the vaccines are safe?
Does he feel the vaccines are safe?
Are you urging people?
Do you trust big tech? And I'm reading this question off of Twitter from my Apple laptop,
To be,
which of course is in the gayest part of the country that they make these laptops. I don't know why I bought that or whatever. I think they only sell them at pride parades. It's very disturbing, but the damn thing works so well.
Vaccinated or not?
Yeah, number one, I want them to have their freedom. So if
Yeah, freedom to die. You should always have that freedom.
they're going to be their choice, and they work with their doctor, etc.
Work with their doctor, yeah, in case they need help lifting the syringe.
But I took it, and it's really a great achievement. You know, in 1917,
It was a great achievement for you to take it. As scared of needles as you are.
we had the Spanish flu, and it killed up
1918. God damn it. He did this yesterday.
100 million people.
20 to 50.
If we didn't come up with
How many people in the United States? God damn it. It's like about under 700,000 people, technically speaking, in the United States. 680 some odd thousand. You know, the numbers back then are a little watery about everything. But he's been saying this. Oh, God.
vaccine, the same thing would have happened. So I tell them to take it. You know,
What? If what? If what? Do what now? Excuse me, son. Do what now?
if we didn't come up with a vaccine, the same thing would have happened. So
If we didn't come up with a vaccine, the same thing would have happened. Yeah, if the Spanish flu, if we were alive in 1918 instead of 2021, we wouldn't have mRNA vaccines available to us.
I tell
We wouldn't even have hydroxychloroquine.
to take it. You know, I got it done in less than 9 months. It was supposed to take 5 years.
And yet your people won't take it. That's weird. Do they not trust you? Do they think you're an asshole? Is this whole thing about Trump being amazing, is that just a story they tell their friends?
And Fauci, I'm sure you like Fauci quite a bit.
Yeah, we were
But
going to ask you
Fauci,
about him.
Fauci sort of gave up on the project. He said there's just no way you're going to do it fast enough. And I got the FDA, who are a very
As emergency use, you didn't get the FDA to give it full approval anytime early.
bureaucratic, to put it nicely, organization. They don't like me too much, but I got them to move, and we got it done in 9 months. We bought billions of dollars worth of it early, and it was
Because that was in the pandemic response team's plan that they left behind when you fired the pandemic response team, and then of course Congress put that in the bill when they were like, he wants $2 billion, we'll give you $8 billion.
It's been amazing. It's been really amazing. But you know, some people, it was very hurtful when Biden went out and said, "Let's pause." You know, they paused. They don't like Johnson and Johnson, I guess, but they paused at Johnson and Johnson.
They don't like Johnson & Johnson. It's personal. It's which Johnson is it that they hate? Is it Magic or
Vaccine, and that hurt.
did it?
People don't
Is that the thing? Was the Johnson & Johnson pause, which lets everybody know that we're listening to any response we're getting and we're taking it very seriously. We're looking into it before we approve it. That which was literally meant to make people feel more comfortable and to look into it. But that's what stopped everything. They should have just heard about some of these cases of people having heart palpitations or myocardial infarction, beg your pardon. And they should have heard about that and then just breezed right by it and gone, I don't know who those assholes are.
Johnson,
They've probably got bad hearts anyways. Just take it.
Johnson, they think of a vaccine. That pause was very, very bad by them. And I think people don't trust Biden. That's why they're not
Yeah, they think he's going to put magnets in.
in it. Because if you remember when I
Even though it was produced while you were president, they don't trust him?
was in,
Because what? Because the needles are going to be dull. He's dulling the needles. That's what it is, to make it hurt more.
we were not having this problem. Everybody was rushing to get it.
Yeah, Democrats. In spite of the fact that you created it, in theory. Yeah, what was the problem then?
But I think people don't trust Biden, and that's what the problem
Do you
is. But
do you also
we'll see
think
what it is.
Do you also think they don't trust Fauci because there's more and more people? You in the beginning, you said, all right, this is the guy. We'll let him talk. But it seemed that you lost your trust in Fauci. Give us your view of.
Fauci didn't design the actual vaccines, I know you want that to be the linchpin, and Fox has done this a bunch too. But Fauci wasn't actually on the design teams for these vaccines. They were approving them, but Trump is the one that says it's safe and effective and they got it done quicker, and they were pushing him to do it even quicker than Fauci, if anybody, was one of the ones tapping the brakes. What's the argument here? Fauci doesn't work for Pfizer or Moderna or Johnson & Johnson or AstraZeneca.
Dr. Fauci.
He didn't have anything to do with the Chinese vaccine or the Sputnik Russian one.
I thought he was great from the standpoint that everything he said I did the opposite of. And it
Yeah, so we lost 600,000 people.
well, for instance, I closed up the border, as you know, with China, which everybody was against, including him.
No, they weren't. We literally just saw like interviews with people who were in the Bush or in the previous administration who were part of the COVID response team who were for it. Like 2 people were like, You can do it, but you can't just do that.
I then closed up Europe. We would have
I
lost
closed up Europe. Did you? Are they still closed? What time do they open?
hundreds of thousands. We were projected to lose 2.4 million people.
If we did nothing. The 2.4 million projection, we talked about this before, is the projection if you have no functioning government. You're basically a failed state, like, I don't know, Afghanistan, and nobody's doing fuck all about it. No masks, no vaccines, no medical treatment. You just let it roll through. That's about how many. If you got 380 million people, you're going to lose about 2.5 minimum because of that. That's if you do nothing. That's if you, and the only person, he at one point, remember last year, he was like, somebody in these meetings said, what if we just let it roll through and let herd immunity cover it? How many are we going to lose? And they said 2.4 million. And he was like, that, and they were like, that's too much. We found out later, and he admitted himself, that was him that asked that question. And he still floats it as a possibility.
And we're at 600,000. It's too much. But we were projected to lose much more. Had we let China pour into our country, if I didn't close it, and almost everybody was against me closing.
That's not even close to true.
Was there Pelosi?
Like, what is it? 28 other countries had already closed off their borders to China and travel from China. China had stopped everybody moving out of Hunan province. Like,
Everybody. They called me a racist and everything else in the book.
no, they called you. They said your response. We couldn't afford your xenophobic response to this. Not that it would be, but the expectation was that it would be, and that's exactly what it was.
Their standard fare. But
well, that's your standard fare. So they were just it was a descriptive.
people were opposed to it. Look, it was a big move.
Yeah, I know, B. Gabriel. I thought it was a weapon too. It's a weapon that China attacked us with, but it doesn't exist, and you should have the freedom to die from it. And also, anybody who tells you to get vaccinated against a Chinese bioweapon is clearly working for George Soros. I don't know what the fuck. The logic escapes me at this point.
Now, to be right, and even Fauci said I saved tens of thousands of lives by closing.
Yeah, because if they didn't kiss your ass the entire time, you would stop giving PPE to people. So you heard a lot of good things about you're doing great, my lord. Oh my God, we're so lucky you're here to run things, because if you hear one bad thing, you go into your room and you won't sign shit, and technically because of our system, you have to sign things for them to happen.
The border. And then we closed it to Europe also, because we saw Italy and we saw France and we saw
Someone's underpants.
Spain, what was happening. So we closed it.
And then you didn't close it to UK, which is where the primary variant came into New York.
No, I did a lot of things opposite. You remember when Fauci said, no masks, masks are bad.
No, he didn't. He just said they wouldn't be effective against a coronavirus like this because they hadn't done any full testing, so they didn't have any verification that it would. Turns out, actually, they are helpful because the science actually followed it up. People were going, well, if we're going to do this mask shit, we should do some controlled studies. So they did some all of March and April, and in May, they came out with a bunch of reports that said, indeed, wearing masks helps, because even if they don't stop the smaller particles, they lower the amount of virus you're getting, and the lower the amount of virus you get, the more your immune system has the ability to fight it off or minimize the symptoms. But yeah, science.
And now he's a radicalized masker. I mean, if you wear 5 masks, that's a good thing. So
That's supposed to be a sarcasm or a joke, but it's yet to work.
He's changed a lot. He really has.
He's changed a lot. He's definitely. And here's the thing that nobody says: that when you got a lateral lift and you wear a mask, the virus just goes out the sides, all over Ivanka and Eric.
Changed. But, I did a lot of things that were different. I listened to
Yes, that's true. You did a lot of things that were different.
a lot of people, and then I formed my own opinion, basically.
Mr. President, a lot of us are very confused because
Well, that's abundantly clear.
Twitter has banned you, but they still have the Taliban on. Can you give us any guidance on that?
Yeah, as crazy as the Taliban supposedly is, they managed to put messages up that don't violate the terms of service. They have more of a grasp of their use of the English language than you do. How is that possible?
Well, these are radical left maniacs, and they should be close
Taliban? Oh.
banned. I mean, what they've done
Yeah, cancel culture is terrible. That's why they should be banned.
is incredible to our country. What they do is just horrible and incredible. You have killers, you have murderers, you have thugs, you have bad dictators.
Muggers. You left out muggers. Yesterday, muggers made it.
You have bad people.
By the way, how many people want to bet that yesterday he meant to say murderers and he said muggers by mistake?
You have bad countries, and then they ban.
Bad countries. Like Lithuania. I mean, have you ever been to their hotels? The towels are so rough.
President of the United States who came up with the vaccine and lots of other good things. And so, it's not only them. It's Facebook and it's Google and that whole group. They're all the same. They work together, and they helped to really try and skew the election. But we got 75 million votes, more than any sitting president in history.
Well, any sitting president in history. Seriously, the lateral lisp is hysterical right now.
By far. It wasn't even close. And
Biden won by even more.
12 million more than we got the previous in 2016.
Previous situation. Seriously, dude, get a drink of water.
So I was told if we get 1 million more votes, just 1 million, we win. We got 12
I was told, by the election people.
million.
That's always confused me too. Like, who guarantees you, Mr. President, if you get 1 more million votes than last time, you're fucking done, bud. I mean, honestly. I mean, this election is entirely different, and more people are able to vote because of the mail-in and early voting, especially. A lot of people voted early or whatever. So, but all you need is 1 million more. I mean, the turnout from Democrats early is incredible, and it's disturbing, and they're already past that number plus 1 million. But if you just get 1 million more, and all that's going to cost you is about $40 million, and you just send it to me in Bitcoin.
And they say we didn't win, but the people know we did win. So, it's just a terrible thing. It was a rigged deal.
Well, President, one final question, and we'll let you go. If you
This was supposed to be an hour, but
do end up, say you do decide to run again.
Will you be wearing a girdle?
And you get a chance. Is there anything you would do different?
Not lose this time like that.
No, I may get to Alabama a little bit sooner. And I'll make sure that without question you'll be my first call. But you guys have been great. No, look, what we did is I rebuilt the military. By the way, Space Force I sent to Alabama. I hope you know that.
No, he didn't.
We appreciate that. Huntsville is.
Huntsville has already been Huntsville. It's Rocket City. It's been there for the Operation Paperclip. The Germans that we got out of Nazi Germany that worked on the rocket program. They like Huntsville, Alabama, because it looks like Deutschland in the springtime. Just go down there. I've been to the fucking museum there.
We're appreciative.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they said we're looking for a home. And I single-handedly said, let's go to
Single-handedly. No, it was already decided beforehand.
Alabama. They wanted it. I said, let's go to Alabama. So, hey, look, I love Alabama. I love what they're doing. But we've done.
I love Alabama. I don't really go there. I'm only going for a rally. I've never spent any other time there. It's like there's not a single city there I would spend a night in. But I love it.
Rebuilt the military and the biggest tax cuts in history, biggest regulation cuts in
Not true. Not true.
history. And created.
I mean, it's one thing to like big up yourself or whatever, but these are like demonstrable lies. They're just silly at this point.
This economy in the history of our world.
The biggest economy in the history of our world.
Donald Trump, thanks for being with us today, President, and thank you for your service to the country.
President and microblogger. Thank you. Please don't forget to mention his microblog. How is he ever going to get the kind of traffic he needs?
You're going to love Cullman, Alabama.
Yeah, you're going to love it.
You're going to definitely love Cullman, Alabama. I spent weeks there with Laura Prepon and my buddy Robert, rest his soul. God damn it. And a bunch of real fun local people or whatever. I had a great time while we were there. It was a joy playing Deputy Dale, who's an absolute prick. And I'd like to say he might be surprised that there's big chunks of Alabama that aren't particularly welcoming to him, which is probably why he ended up doing his old lecture that he's having down there in Cullman instead of one of the bigger cities. I'm just saying. And understand that when he did his thing in Wellington, Ohio, well, they said he did it at the state fairgrounds. No, he didn't. He did it in the parking lot of the state fairgrounds because it was cheaper than the venue that Ted Nugent plays in the state fairgrounds in Ohio. Just letting you know.
That is Trump country.
Trump. If you
That is Trump country. Yes, all 78 people who live there.
go there, just go to show notes at rickandbubba.com or just go to donaldjtrump.com. You do need to fill out that you're coming. It is free.
Yeah,
Limit 2 tickets per phone number, and that
per phone number. I see.
will be tomorrow at York Family Farms in Cullman. We'll be back.
York Family Farms. Wait a second. Hold on. That's fascinating because we're almost done. We're going to be done for the day. But I would like to look at this if I may. May I? Can I please? Let's see. York Family Farms in Cullman, Oklahoma. Maps. Well, they got, hey man, there's a, look, if you're going to be there, I mean, this is the 2019 price list, so don't expect it's going to be the same. But you can get organ meat, $2 a pound. That's tongue, heart, liver, kidney, and bones. I don't know if anybody's told them bones ain't organs. We'll leave it. We'll leave it. Beef fat is 80 cents a pound. Now, because of this horrible, horrible inflation, y'all, we have had to drive that price up by the 5.4%. So it is now 83 cents a pound. But hamburger, that's $5.75. You got stew meat, $5.75. There is a difference. People say there ain't, but there is. Stir fry, which is used in Wuhan food, is just all I'm saying. Don't be ordering that right now. These are obviously 2019. We don't have that even on the list. I don't even know why that's still there. New York strip, that's some good stuff. Hold on. Let's jump in here. Go back up in here. There's plenty of pictures on this thing. Closes at 8 a.m. on Saturday. There's a lot of stuff. But that's the, can we look at it? Here we go. York Family Farms on Nifong Road. Bruce Nifong Road by Lambeth. Come on down here. This is the area where, is this, hold on. Maybe it's the wrong one. Come on, let's go down here. Cullman, Alabama. That's what we're talking about. There's got to be a fairgrounds or something. Nope, that's it. I thought I was wrong, but apparently not. Nope. Oh, wait. Let's see. This is Lambeth Lane, North Carolina. That ain't right. York Family Farms, Cullman, Alabama. Well, shit. How are we supposed to find that, y'all? Come on now. Now I gotta hold on. Shit. Come on. Hey, settle down, y'all. And we're gonna find out. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Go back here. York. We go back to York Family Farms. Backing up, keep backing up. No, I guess not. All right. York Family Farms, Cullman, Alabama, Trump. There we go. Let's see. When Trump supporters rallying income on County Road. Let's see. Alabama posted announcement Monday on the AlGop website. Come on down. Let's do this. AlGop Capital Club. Trump in Alabama at the York Family Farms. Click here for free ticket information because nobody'd pay to go. We tried to charge people, but the stands were all empty and don't ask us how we know. Timeline of events. Where the hell is it? Okay, let's go. To register for free tickets here. Let's see. Now, understand, this is a rally about freedom, people. Okay? Okay? Listen up here. I don't want to hear any bullshit. It's about freedom, all right? American freedom. Kind of freedom. Freedom you have to not bring all firearms, weapons, and knives. They will not be allowed, because of America. No aerosols, so your hair better be big when you get there. Come on. Alcoholic beverages, because freedom ain't free. And anytime, Ned gets liquor in his gullet, he starts a hooping and a hollering. We can't hear the ex-president. I mean, current president. I don't know how to say it. Shit. backpacks, bags, roller bags, suitcases, bags exceeding size restrictions, 12, 14. Basically, it has to fit in your Cullman carry-on. That's what we like to do. It will have to be checked into the hull of the aircraft. No fucking balloons. Every time we show up, y'all bring balloons, and then the former president gets all distracted and keeps saying hi to them. No balloons, especially no Mylar Mickeys. He starts waving and smiling, and then he falls off the stage. It's a mistake. This was insisted on by the Trump coordination team. No balls, okay? No balls in the whole place. This is a Trump rally. It is ball free. No banner signs or placards. Anybody wants to show that they like Trump, they can do it with hand signals like everybody fucking else, okay? No banners. You block out everybody else. Can't even see them. Then they have to look on the Jumbotron. We're not paying for that shit. No chairs. If you don't want to stand, do you even maggot? Come on. No coolers. Hot beverages only. It's August. Simmer down. No drones or other unmanned aircraft systems, okay? None. If you have your own helicopter, that's fine. But no unmanned aircraft systems, all right? No explosives of any kind, including fireworks. Talking to you, Joe. Talking to you. No glass, thermal, and metal containers. If they are glass or thermal or metal, that's fine. But if they are all three, fuck that. All right, no laser lights and laser pointers. This is a Trump rally. This ain't no TED talk. What do you want to bring next? A dry erase board? You want to? Unless you have a cat, you're trying to distract. If your cat makes noise, no cats. Shit, fuck it, no cat. No mace or other pepper spray. Okay. No mace or pepper spray. Okay, you take it and you like it. No noisemakers such as air horns, whistles, drums, bullhorns, etc. Obviously not included. That obviously we have no way of removing that kind of personal noisemaker from anybody, okay? You know what I mean? Look, I'm telling y'all, this is how it works. No, leave that at home, okay? No packages. There will be no mail service. Of course there's not going to be mail service. Did you not see the earlier one? No balls. So if we had no balls, why would there be any mail service? Okay. No poles, sticks, and selfie sticks. Pole sticks or selfie sticks are fine, but don't bring any kind of long extended thing. No long phallic stick things, and no balls. None whatsoever. We might need to rename this place Cuckman, Alabama. Son of a bitch. No spray containers. No hairspray. No spray paint. No off, and no sunscreen. I'm not going. Fuck it. No structures, aka tents. If you want to bring a small high-rise building, that's fine. But you're going to have to bring it in by some other means other than drone. No supports for signs and placards. Why you bring in the stand if you can't bring in the goddamn sign? This is dumb. All right. No tripods. Obviously, especially if you got a long pole and balls. You can't. All right. No umbrellas. If it rains, suck it up. No appliances, i.e. toasters. And this had to be added to the list because of the last goddamn Trump rally. You motherfuckers bringing these lit easy bake ovens and thinking you can get around the rules. No, 100 times no, okay? That is, I know it's adorable, but it's still technically an appliance. There is no prohibition on gallows. That's true. And any other items that may pose a threat to the security of the event as determined by and at the discretion of security screeners. If they don't like that aluminum foil wrapped zucchini in your pants, you got to leave it outside. I'm sorry. That's just reality. You don't have to deal with it. Well, let's register for free tickets. Gonna join the thing. Where is the place out on the road? Where's this place gonna be? I just don't fucking know. I don't know where I'm going. Don't know where I'm gonna be. Doors open for 45 Fest. 45 Fest. Holy shit. They're calling it 45. Yes, tinfoil hats will be allowed because they don't technically qualify as an umbrella, especially in a lightning storm. With live music, none of that recorded bullshit. Music, food, and beverage concessions. And special guest speakers. John Toaster Jenkins will not be allowed to speak this time. Special guest speakers. Pre-programmed speakers deliver remarks. Yeah, these folks, we don't know who they're going to be. These are locals. Pre-programmed speakers start at 5 o'clock, and then he starts talking at 7. Celebrates freedom, faith, and America by making sure you don't bring any of these things into the venue. So, and let's see. I gotta find. We need to find out where this is. Okay, does it have the location? Shit. Okay, York Family Farms, Cullmanate, Alabama. Is there a way to look this up? Look up. There you go. Come on now. Oh, that's not gonna help. Let's copy it. Come on. Copy. Paste. Let's do it. Find it somehow. Maps on the place. Truly a do you. It's marking it out as the York Family Farms. No reviews, no nothing. There's nothing around. Come on now. Come on. It looks like a great place. What do you know? Looking. This is great. The president will be standing somewhere around here. And then everybody else, y'all can be over here. Get off my lawn. Yes. This is, anywhere in here. The president will be somewhere in this general area. Hey man, if I have told them once, I've told them twice. It is, President Trump first, puppet show last. What do you mean no bathrooms? What do you think this is? You think cows look for an outhouse? Just drop a log and go back to celebrating faith and freedom, man. Yeah, no explosives, no balls, no toasters. No nothing. No roads. If your feet get wet, no umbrellas, because what the fuck does your head gets wet if your feet are going to be stuck in mud? No, this looks great. This is fucking great. Let's go down here. See what we look for parking. Anybody? Yeah, these. If I was them, I would knock these blocks out and just drive away with the house. This is beautiful. Can we go over there? Can we see more? That's some lovely wiring. Anything over here? So I'm guessing if you have a medical incident, this all looks good. Maybe we can ask this feller. Hey, feller. Hey, can you? Oh, that's nothing. Is this gonna stay there? Can we climb on this? Do you mind if this thing teetering near this edge of this soft shoulder right here in the yard? Do you mind if we climb up on this thing so we can get a better view of the president? I'm sure nothing will go wrong. It is lovely land, though. It's like Kentucky without the hills and with more humidity and obviously a storm coming. This is good. If I was tuning in to go to this fucking thing, I'd be like, yeah, that's the kind of weather I would look for. Yeah, I'm so glad I'm not allowed to bring an umbrella. Holy shit. So this is where the president will be celebrating faith and freedom. What does that say? You can get your awnings done. Carter and Company. They're over here. This looks like the corner from, isn't this the road from Mindhunter where the dude killed the majorette? Thank you for blocking that out. That's obviously Secret Service because the president's still president. This is where the president, this is where he will be. This is where the Trump rally's going to be. Yeah, it's a pasture. He's speaking in a pasture. I'm sure this will all turn out very, very well. I'm certain the weather will be fantastic. I'm certain that there will be plenty of. You certainly won't need any chairs. And let's see. We're just going to ride on in. This is like Sturgis, man. This is what it's like to ride in on a motorcycle to see the president. All right. Well, we're lost again. Shit. Is that a moose? Where the fuck am I? Jesus Christ. I think I just heard the predator make a noise. Dude, what the hell are you? What the hell are you? Yeah, this will all be fine. Yeah, this is, I mean, as far as security goes for the former president, it's well chosen. There's nothing around here that could possibly pose any kind of a, Jesus Christ, what a mess. So that, in case anybody wants to go, you'll be able to spot it. You know, you drive around, look for this, and then you should be able to get in. Yeah, just climb over the fence right there. You know, if you're seeing any lightning, wait a couple of seconds before you jump the fence. You know, jump between lightning strikes. That would be the smart thing. Fucking hell. And remember, this will be, you know, this is one of the last rallies you'll get to see the president do. So if you're gonna, I mean, this is your one last chance. So can we go in here and interview these folks? Hi, folks. Can I ask y'all a question? Get up my lawn. Papaya. What is this? What is the? Are you part of the? Where are we? Or the who? We just own this land right here. We're starting our own cult. Oh, well, that's good. I'm going to ask a silly question, end up with surrounded by lunatics. Great. So this is some of, as you can see, some of Trump's biggest supporters have already shown up, and they are already starting to gather. Also, be wary of the one-eyed banjo player. Yeah, I mean, you think you can beat him, you can't. That's one of the early speakers. It's going to be at 2 o'clock. If you get there at 2 o'clock. Oh God! So this is where the tomorrow's lecture will be. I'm sure they're going to roll out and set up a stage. I'm sure there's a lot. I mean, sure they do this a bunch. There's got to be some sort of. There has to be, right? Right? The Branch Covidians totally describes it. Well done. Thanks very much. It's a solid move. I spent an inordinate amount of time around cows when I was a kid. So. Yeah. You know, I'm one of those people too that whenever they see a cow and I'm walking in the South or something like that, and there's a field full of cows, I will walk up to the fence and start mooing to see if I can bring them over. Always works. It's in many ways it's the root of my excellent Wookiee. You know, that's basically, it was probably birthed in my. And yes, I will be streaming this live. All of my commentary will be in cow for anybody who's watching. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. I have a computer to finish building. I couldn't be more excited. I will see you guys tomorrow. Yes, I'm losing my mind. Yes, I smell burnt toast. It's watching too much Mark Levin. I will see you guys tomorrow for the radio show, 9 to 11 a.m. Have a great Friday night. I will see you guys later. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else. I really mean it. You guys are wonderful. I'll see you later. Okay, bye.